KJWI. This is Micaiah Purdue with the news and reminders for today. Today is Monday, October 19th, 2015. Welcome back to another episode of Morning Announcements brought to you by KJWI Studios. I hope you all had a memorable fall break. You all had a much-needed break from the dungeons known as the classrooms. Students, it is time to forget about the leaves falling and get back to the books to work hard as the school year continues. Students, after a fall break, we need a few reminders. Remember to lower all our volumes in the cafeteria, use the bathroom and not mess around, walk in the hall as in a 3-line, as well as walk between the poles near the buses. These have all been told before, but is it important that you hear them more than once? We want you to have a fun and safe environment here at West Intermediate. That task falls on you, students. Here is today's lunch menu. Chicken tenders, whipped potatoes, cream gravy, and dinner roll. Students, have you noticed that rare October heat? The weather, which is traditionally wet and cool, is strangely warm. What could be causing this change of pace, you might be wondering? It is something called El Niño. El Niño is the change of temperature in ocean currents. This affects more than water, and we are feeling it now. Here is some more info.
In 1998, storms raged over the western portion of North America. Torrential downpours collapsed hillsides, destroyed property, and left many homeless. These destructive storms were a part of a force of nature known as El Niño. Its existence has been known since the 19th century. The seasonal arrival of warm waters around Christmas led South American fishermen to dub the phenomenon El Niño, Spanish for the Christ child. What can escalate into a powerful and deadly force of nature starts deep in the tropical Pacific. Scientists theorize that a cyclical weather change allows the westerly trade winds to dwindle. This causes a giant pool of warm water to form along the equator that can span half the size of the United States and pack more energy than 1 million atomic bombs. As this mass of warm water travels eastward, a ripple effect on weather of global proportions unfolds over a matter of months, causing severe storms, flooding, and drought. Rainstorms destined for areas like Australia and Indonesia are carried out to the Central Pacific, leaving these regions dry. Across the Pacific, areas stretching from South to North America can be soaked with torrential rainfalls. Conversely, subsiding El Niños can be followed by another phenomenon called La Niña, where cold water builds up and creates climatic effects opposite of El Niño. Weather systems created by El Niño can have wide-reaching impact. The El Niño event of 1997 to 98 wreaked havoc across the coastal United States. In the Northern California town of Rio Nido, heavy rains caused mudslides that claimed houses. Some residents had only a few minutes warning before the slides hit. The incessant pounding rains caused hundreds of millions of dollars in damage, leaving over 100,000 Californians homeless. All told, some 35 counties were declared federal disaster areas. But the destruction extended into the wildlife populations as well. The warm waters of El Niño sent fish to nutrient-rich, colder, deeper waters, disrupting the food chain. Without fish, wildlife like these cormorants died of starvation. Marine mammals like these seals also found themselves in dire straits. For scientists, predicting the next occurrence of El Niño is a difficult task given its complex nature and long intervals of 2 to 7 years. But through the use of climate modeling, statistics, and monitoring the oceans, the event of future storms is becoming clearer. It is unlikely that the world will ever be completely caught off guard again by the destructive forces of El Niño.
The week is off and rolling. We will be back to our normal scheduled events starting now. Tomorrow we will bring back the favorite Teacher Tuesday trivia. Be on the lookout for your name as we will announce them tomorrow for winners. That is all we have for today. Keep moving on, students, as you stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for your moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.